On September 11, 2025, China's newest and most powerful aircraft carrier, the Fujian, departed Shanghai and began a highly monitored voyage toward the contested waters of the South China Sea. This move is not simply about sea trials. It signals Beijing's ambition to project power far beyond its shores, potentially altering the naval balance in Asia. As satellite images confirmed its departure, U.S. intelligence and regional militaries began tracking every movement of the ship. For Washington, Tokyo, and Manila, this is not just another warship at sea. It's a floating statement of intent. After years of construction and limited testing, the Type 003 carrier, Fujian, has now entered a phase of expanded training and operations. It slipped away from Shanghai's Jiangmen shipyard under tight security, heading southward through the East China Sea. Japanese defense sources confirmed radar sightings as the massive carrier passed through the Taiwan Strait, a narrow corridor already brimming with geopolitical tension. Its destination, according to Chinese state media, is the South China Sea, a body of water central to China's ambitions and the world's trade routes. Beijing describes this deployment as routine, but analysts worldwide interpret it as a clear power demonstration. To grasp the significance of this voyage, we must revisit decades of maritime disputes. The South China Sea has long been a geopolitical flashpoint. China claims nearly all of it through its so-called Nine-Dash Line, an assertion rejected by international courts and opposed by several Southeast Asian nations, including Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, and Brunei. Taiwan too asserts claims over some of the same islands. Over the past decade, the United States has expanded freedom of navigation patrols in these waters, challenging China's claims and reassuring allies. Beijing views these patrols as provocations, and in response, it has built artificial islands, installed missile systems, and now deploys its newest carrier, the Fujian, to demonstrate its ability to defend and enforce its stance. Under President Xi Jinping, the modernization of China's navy has been relentless, and the Fujian symbolizes that ambition. This colossal warship is not just another vessel, it is a technological milestone. Fujian, designated hull number CV-18, is China's first fully indigenous aircraft carrier design. Launched on June 17, 2022 at the Jiangmen shipyard near Shanghai, it boasts an estimated displacement between 85,000 and 100,000 tons, placing it in the same class as America's nuclear-powered supercarriers. Unlike its predecessors, Liaoning and Shandong, which use ski jump ramps to launch aircraft, Fujian employs an advanced electromagnetic aircraft launch system, or EMALS, allowing heavier aircraft with greater payloads to launch quickly and efficiently. This marks a major leap in capability, reducing turnaround times and enabling a higher sortie rate, a critical factor in carrier warfare. Beyond its catapult system, Fujian features a redesigned island structure with improved radar systems, a stealthier profile, and multiple close-in defense weapons, including the Type 730 rotary cannon. Its air wing will likely be dominated by the Shenyang J-15B, an improved variant of China's main carrier fighter, though reports suggest the stealthy J-35B may soon join its deck. Early warning aircraft like the KJ-600, similar to America's E-2D Hawkeye, could dramatically expand its detection range and command capabilities. In essence, Fujian gives China something it has long lacked, a platform capable of sustained power projection, not just regional defense. Yet the Fujian's journey is as much a political statement as a technical achievement. By sailing through the Taiwan Strait, Beijing sends a message to Taipei and Washington that it is prepared to assert dominance near one of the world's most dangerous flashpoints. Its presence in the South China Sea, where U.S. carrier strike groups frequently patrolled, signals China's intent to meet U.S. power with its own. This deployment coincides with a series of military exercises in the region, and the timing has raised eyebrows among defense analysts. It is a display of confidence, or perhaps a test to see how adversaries respond. Still, the Fujian's operational readiness is not guaranteed. Advanced systems like EMALS are notoriously complex even for experienced navies. The U.S. Navy's Gerald R. Ford class, the only other carrier class using electromagnetic catapults, faced years of setbacks and reliability issues. Chinese engineers will likely need years of testing and refinement before Fujian achieves full combat readiness. Additionally, the ship's conventional propulsion limits its range and endurance compared to nuclear carriers. Operating far from mainland China introduces logistical challenges, including refueling, resupply, and maintenance, all while facing threats from U.S. submarines, long-range bombers, and anti-ship missile systems like the AGM-158C LRASM. The risks of escalation also loom large. The South China Sea is already saturated with warships, surveillance aircraft, and submarines from multiple nations. Any close encounter could spiral into an incident with global consequences. For example, past confrontations have seen Chinese and US ships narrowly avoid collisions, and air intercepts frequently push safety limits. The Fujian's presence adds another layer of complexity. If tensions over Taiwan flare, this carrier could be deployed as both a symbol and a spearhead of China's naval power. Its ability to coordinate air operations, defend islands, and project force makes it a powerful tool for both deterrence and coercion. For the United States, the Fujian represents a challenge to its decades-long dominance of the Pacific. Washington may respond by increasing patrols, accelerating deployment of advanced weapon systems, and strengthening allies. Countries like Japan, Australia, and the Philippines are already deepening defense cooperation, while Vietnam and other Southeast Asian nations seek stronger security guarantees. NATO, though geographically removed, is paying close attention. A stronger Chinese Navy has implications for global trade, undersea cables, and maritime law. Nearly one-third of global shipping passes through the South China Sea, making this region a strategic lifeline for economies worldwide. The symbolism of this deployment cannot be overstated. Carriers are not just war machines, they are diplomatic instruments. The sight of Fujian cruising through disputed water serves as a signal to allies and rivals alike. China is ready to defend its claims and challenge US influence. This could accelerate an arms race in the Indo-Pacific. Japan has already been converting its Itsumo-class ships into carrier platforms. Australia is investing in nuclear submarines, and the Philippines has invited more US forces into its bases. Even India, long wary of entanglement, is reassessing its naval posture. In this unfolding drama, the South China Sea becomes more than a regional flashpoint. It is a chessboard where great powers test resolve. Each movement, each exercise, and each deployment carries the weight of global consequences. Fujian's journey is both a technical achievement for China and a warning to its adversaries. While its ultimate role remains uncertain, its very presence changes calculations. The region already entered a new phase where miscalculations could spark crises. As the Fujian sails closer to contested reefs and international shipping lanes, intelligence agencies are watching closely. Satellite imagery tracks every maneuver, submarine patrols shadow its course, and regional capitals adjust their strategies. For Beijing, this voyage demonstrates readiness and technological progress. For Washington, it's a test of deterrence and diplomacy. For smaller nations in Southeast Asia, it raises the question of how far China will go to enforce its maritime claims. And for the world, it serves as a reminder. The struggle for dominance at sea is no longer theoretical, it's unfolding in real time. The Fujian's journey is more than a ship's maiden operational run, it is a declaration. China is stepping into a new era of maritime power. Whether this leads to a fragile balance of power, a Cold War-style standoff,
or open conflict depends on the choices made in Washington, Beijing, and beyond. What's clear is that the Indo-Pacific is now the central arena of global competition, and this massive carrier is at the heart of that story. The question is no longer whether China can project power, but how far it is willing to go. So, what do you think? Is a Fujian a legitimate step in China's naval modernization or a dangerous escalation that pushes the world closer to confrontation? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more deep analysis on global defense and geopolitics, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. The seeds are restless, and the next chapter of this story is already being written.